The man was clearly the commander of the Knight Order, a knight who had contributed to the kingdom. Yet in a war, he became the scapegoat. He not only carried the crime of killing the goddess, but amid the curses and spit of countless people, the king sentenced him to the cruelest hero's execution. The so-called hero's execution was to send the criminal to the front lines as a hero. Even if they died in battle, their soul would be extracted, stuffed back into corpse flesh, and revived again. The price of each revival was the loss of memory and self, until they finally became a walking corpse. And because of the cursed mark on their neck, these heroes could not disobey orders. In the forest, the man dragged a coffin and ran for his life. Terrifying monsters were chasing him down. The man was knocked flying. Just as he was about to be eaten, Jack appeared in time and killed the monster. The man's name was John. He was the most notorious thief in history. Like Jack, he had been sentenced to the hero's execution. This time, their mission was to support the Holy Knight's retreat and hold off 5,000 demon lord troops. At first, Jack told John to scout the monster's movements, but instead, John stole a coffin and brought it back. When Jack opened the coffin, he was stunned. Lying inside wasn't an ordinary girl, but a goddess bearing the symbol of divine markings. Just then, a massive roar rumbled from the distance. The two walked to a cliff and saw the scouting unit below being surrounded and slaughtered. Faced with such a bloody scene, John wanted to run away immediately, but Jack understood that to complete the mission, to let more than half the Holy Knights retreat, saving one more person now, increased their odds by even a little. Jack's words awakened the goddess. She strongly agreed with Jack's thinking, and believed Jack was the knight she had been searching for. The goddess was hailed as humanity's last hope. Long ago, they had been created as weapons to fight the demon lord. As long as one was acknowledged by her and formed a contract, they could obtain incomparable power. The goddess introduced herself to Jack and invited him to form a contract, but to the goddess's invitation, Jack looked openly disgusted. Even without that power, he was confident he could slaughter all the monsters below. He swung his blade at the monsters. The instant it hit, a massive explosion swept across the entire area. The goddess stared in disbelief. She never imagined human power could be this overwhelming. Soon, under Jack's fierce assault, the monsters charging in were instantly blown into shredded flesh, but there were still far too many monsters. Jack was quickly pushed into danger. Fortunately, John provided support from the side, and at a critical moment, killed the monster that was about to swallow Jack. After a brutal fight, the two finally rescued the scouting unit. The scouting captain stepped forward to thank them, but then noticed the cursed mark on Jack's neck. Realizing Jack's status as a condemned hero, the captain's attitude changed immediately. He couldn't accept that the one who saved them was a criminal, because that would disgrace their honor. The atmosphere instantly turned tense. Just then, Jack received an emergency transmission. Through the cursed mark, the main force of the Holy Knights was actually advancing toward the demon lord, and Jack's mission was to stop them from moving forward. Jack understood the consequences of failure. To prevent tragedy, he had to rendezvous with the Knight Order. At the same time, the battle between humans and the demon lord's army began. Countless monsters burst out of the forest. The Holy Knights used ranged weapons to kill every monster that tried to approach, yet the number of monsters barely decreased. And now, massive mountain trolls appeared one after another. If monsters of that size crossed the river, the front line could collapse instantly. With no choice, the knight commander ordered his men to fire large-scale nuclear weapons. The struck mountain trolls were instantly blasted into scraps. At this moment, Jack was observing the battlefield. Although the knights could still hold back the horde, their ammunition would soon run out.